everyone, it's Tammy here. I thought that I would read you a really lovely book, one of my favourites. This one's called Millions of Pennies Worth. Millions of Pennies Worth. It was written by Amanda Doster and illustrated by Emily Larrabee. Now remember, boys and girls, illustrated means, that's right, to draw the pictures. This is the cover. This is the title. Here's the spine. And here's the back of the book. Let's get started. Is this the start of the book? No, that's right, because there's nothing for me to read here. What about here? Is this the start of the book? No, but it is the title again. And the writer, Amanda, and the illustrator, Emily. Here we go. Now, is this the start of the book? It is. Well done, everyone. Now, this story is about a lovely little girl called Maggie and her growing up and the love her mum had for her. Let's see if we can read it together. Are you ready? A new mother lays her newborn daughter Maggie in her crib for the first time. She tucks a blanket tightly around her small body and says, "My darling, I love you millions of pennies worth." And look, there's even a flamingo up here. Before bedtime, Maggie likes to climb up on her mother's lap and listen to her read some stories of far-off places. When she falls asleep, her mother carries her to bed, whispering, "I love you millions of fairy tales worth." It's not long before Maggie is walking on her own. She loves to play dress up. Her mother helps her into a pair of fancy shoes, saying, "I love you millions of glass slippers worth," like Cinderella. Maggie stood nervously waiting for the school bus, not wanting to let go of her mum's hand. As the bus pulls up, Maggie lets go. Her mum says, with tears in her eyes, "I'll be right here waiting when you get home. I love you millions of crayons worth." The ice cream man drives down Treebrook Lane every evening in the spring. His cheerful melody can be heard streets away. Maggie runs out to stop him, her mum a few steps behind. Handing her daughter the cool treat, she says, "I love you millions of ice cream cones worth." Who likes ice cream? I love ice cream. Oh, here we go at Halloween. Dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, Maggie sits anxiously on the kitchen stool as her mum applies bright red lipstick to her perfect lips. As she left to go trick-or-treating, her mum shouts out the front door, "I love you millions of lollipops worth." Soon, Maggie is taking figure skating lessons, and her mum is watching with such pride as Maggie leaps, glides and twirls on the ice. Admiring her daughter's new trophy, she says, "I love you millions of medals worth." As a special treat, Maggie's mum decides to take her on an outing to get her ears pierced. At the mall, they pick out a beautiful pair of dark green earrings. With a gentle squeeze of the hand, she whispers, "I love you millions of emeralds worth." Emeralds is the name for a green diamond or a green gem. Summer vacations are spent at the beach. In the early mornings, Maggie and her mum walk the shores in search of seashells. Tossing her small white shell, she smiles, "I love you millions of sand dollars worth." Christmas time comes, and Maggie loves to help decorate the tree. As they unpack boxes of decorations, they listen to holiday music. Her mother's hands her a sparkling star and says, "I love you millions of Christmas ornaments worth." Maggie's getting really big here. She's 16 now. For Maggie's sweet 16th, her mum plans a lovely party for her. There is a beautiful cake covered in buttercream roses. Pink and purple streamers are dangling from the ceiling and balloons float throughout the room. Presenting her daughter with a small blue box, she says, "I love you, millions of tiaras worth." Years pass too quickly, and now Maggie is going away to college. After settling her daughter in her dorm room, she kisses her forehead and she proudly says, "I love you, millions of miles worth." In Maggie's last year of college, she meets a special man. Beaming, she shows her mum the brilliant diamond on her ring finger. With tears in her eyes, Maggie says, "I love you, millions of lifetimes worth." The wedding day comes, and Maggie is all smiles and getting ready to walk down the aisle. Looking at her beautiful grown-up daughter, her mum lightly kisses her cheek and hands her a large bouquet and says, "I love you, millions of tulips worth." These flowers are tulips here. Beautiful.